Shiba Inus have experienced an emergency today. Whales are losing their minds. The stock on exchanges is becoming critically low. Victims are in the millions. At this very moment it would be wise to deduct a few zeros from Shiba Inu. Is this gonna set off the long-awaited dream rally? Or more precisely, what is occurring? Okay, I'll try to clarify. Important notice: the price of Shiba Inus fell earlier in the day. Yeah, hey there, no need to freak out just yet. We began to see glimmers of green as the day drew to a close. But now things start to get crazy. Shiba Inu are being removed from exchanges at an alarming rate. The removal of a substantial portion usually indicates just one thing. It is intended to be held tightly by someone or some people. Plus everyone is talking. Is there anything they know that we don't? Does whale behavior reflect inner knowledge? Is there a significant event on the horizon? Well, we shouldn't jump the gun too soon. This may just be a temporary shakeup, despite the fact that it is enormous and most certainly not random. Despite appearances, we may be much closer to a turnaround. First though, let's take a step back and clarify the current state of the Shiba Inu price before we get into what might be next. Here is the lowdown. The Shiba Inu chart isn't looking good right now, according to one analyst. The price fell precipitously in the absence of any meaningful opposition. That's not that common. Plus it amplified the unexpectedness of the plunge. The token's price was hovering just over the 50-day moving average, an important mark. However, it swiftly dropped back below it, which should serve as a warning to traders. The rapidity with which the rejection occurred is what raises more concerns. This kind of action indicates that the recent upswing might have been propelled more by enthusiasm and trending prices than by underlying buying demand. From a strong base, Shiba Inu was gradually gaining ground, and while things were looking good, there simply wasn't enough volume or energy to overcome the higher resistance levels. Regardless of everything else, this is what matters. Shiba Inu still have a chance to shine. By a wide margin. The cryptocurrency market as a whole has been showing encouraging indications recently, and Shiba Inu isn't totally left out either, even though it hasn't caught on quite yet. That there is a massive withdrawal taking place suggests that it might be setting up for something more substantial. Sure, today was a bit rocky, but it could all be a precursor to the storm that's to come. This may be an important occasion to keep an eye on if you own Shiba Inus or are considering getting one. And another absurdity. A shocking revelation was just made by one analyst. The Shiba Inu crew has been secretly removing a large quantity of tokens from circulation, it turns out. The answer is yes, they will be thrown on the pyre immediately. What appears to be the commencement of a new bull run in the cryptocurrency market began on Tuesday. Anxieties grew as Bitcoin began to recover and break through those formidable resistance levels. Shiba Inus also experienced a boom in popularity due to all that energy. The market is keeping tabs. Both demand and the burn rate have skyrocketed in the past 24 hours. The burn rate has increased by a factor of 4 or 5. A total of more than 27 million tokens were destroyed and delivered to dead wallets. The supply has been drastically reduced. Now for the most bizarre part. At the moment it's not only burns that are causing a fuss. The whales have gone completely ballistic. There has been news of a rapid decline in the number of Shiba Inus available on pet markets. A total of about 700 billion tokens were removed from centralized exchanges by whales in the very last day. Indeed, what you heard was accurate. This kind of money leaving the country is significant. It is rare for whales to withdraw tokens from exchanges with the intention of selling them. Reversely, it is true. They're putting them in safe wallets, locking them up and waiting. To me that says one thing. Building up. This is no little change either. A massive net withdrawal of more over 100 billion occurred, even though some tokens did make it back onto exchanges. That has everyone in the neighborhood talking. There is an obvious trend here. The price of Shiba Inus has been attempting to maintain a crucial level, and although it has been somewhat unstable, it has not yet fallen. A separate story is being told by all these behind-the-scenes actions, big burning and whales piling up. The on-chain ecosystem is humming along. Seems like everything is pointing to a major change on the horizon. These kinds of actions typically indicate that major players are planning for the future. They aren't doing this for a fast profit. I am a strategic thinker. Something has caught their eye. Perhaps a genuine rally is in the works. In all candor, that ought to energize the neighborhood. Then why is everyone so bullish? Because all it takes is a sudden increase in demand to cause prices to skyrocket when supply falls short. It appears that a major development is about to occur in the Shiba Inu, a shrinking supply, a rising demand, and the intervention of major financial entities. You're inviting trouble if you do that. Things are about to get interesting now. If you recall, Satoshi Kusama recently announced that he is returning to his work. Plus he seemed energized, not simply composed, when he said it. He gave the impression that he is crazy, laser-focused, and going all in. Everything that is happening after that happens immediately. Serious fires. The whales are having a wild time, floating tokens on exchanges. I mean, it's hard to deny the obvious. Does whale intelligence surpass that of humans? Do you know what's going on behind the scenes? Might something big be in the works from the team? As of right now, we have no idea, but everything seems to be leading in the same way. The whales may already be preparing for something monumental that Shiba Inu may soon experience. The interesting part is that you may not even have to give this a lot of thought. Why? Since it has already been laid out by one analyst. He detailed the precise steps that Shiba Inu would have to take to reach that illustrious $1 milestone. Everyone has heard the naysayers now. Shiba Inu will never be worth $1, according to certain crypto experts. On the other hand, there is a fervent group of believers, particularly among Shiba Inu owners, who insist it is possible. Da Vinci Jeremy, the well-known Bitcoin bull, even offered his opinion not long ago. He estimates that Shiba Inu's market valuation would have to be approximately 600 trillion to reach that mystical figure. I know that's a crazy sum. Seems absurd, doesn't it? However, it is not all. Lucy, who represents the Shiba Inu brand in advertising, recently posted a piece of content from ChatGPT. As you can see, even AI is joining the discussion. Furthermore, the concept was not rejected. In fact, it stated that reaching $1 isn't out of the question. A perfect storm is all that's needed. A strong upswing, widespread acceptance, and most importantly, steady losses. Allow me to explain this in greater detail now. The current market capitalization of Shiba Inu is less than $10 billion, and its price is still a chilly penny. So practically all of the supply would have to be destroyed in order to reach $1 without driving the market cap into some fictitious level. Assuming that all of it has been spent, there would only be a few billion tokens left in circulation, which is almost equal to the current market cap. Then suddenly, a $1 price makes perfect sense. And now for the shocking part. We are beginning to observe just this. At the moment, the Shiba Inu group is completely devoted to burns. This is no joking matter. When you consider that whales are consuming as many Shiba Inu as they can via trades, things start to make sense. The parts are relocating. The heavens, there is a beginning of alignment. This forecast begins to seem less implausible in light of the current momentum, the raging community, and the accumulation of major participants. Something begins to sink in, and people's lives will be forever altered when this occurs. Potentially life-altering money could be in the cards for many members of the Shiba Inu community. What we're talking about here is the creation of new billionaires, the continued dominance of Shiba Inu, and the rise of a new crypto superpower. Preparation is underway. It is now light. What comes next will be observed at this point. Looking ahead, the future of Shiba Inu is even more